So once again, y'all are killing me. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there because I want for everyone to understand like where we're coming from with this situation. Okay, a lot of people are up in arms because they're saying that it's not so much the all lives matter situation. It seems like y'all got that. So congratulations. I'm so happy to finally have you guys on the page. Because ultimately speaking, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter, right? So that's the chant. That's the new, yes, I'm so happy we are all on the same page on that. So now that we've addressed that, let's go ahead and start talking about blue lives, because that is not a thing. Sorry, it's not a thing. If blue lives were a matter, then we can say that, what would it be? White lives, because nursing is a thing. And nurses used to wear little white hats or whatever the case may be. We could say Black Lives Matter because morticians wear all black. We could say fucking Green Lives Matter because garbage trucks are green. Like what are we doing here? What are we doing here right now? What are we doing here right now by calling a profession a life? It is not the same. It is not the same. When a police officer becomes a police officer comes into the job knowing what the risks of the job, of the occupation, of the career are. Okay? Stuntmen go into that career knowing I could probably break some fucking bones. I could probably break my face open. And it's going to happen because I'm a stuntman. I'm going to train so that I don't hurt myself. But the reality is it's a hazard that I might have to endure. I'm going into the job knowing what the risks are. There is not a police officer in America that wasn't trained, albeit however whack that training was. There isn't a police officer in America that went into the job not knowing what the risks were and didn't have it explicitly explained to them what the risks were. There's not a police officer in America that is not willing to stand up and do what they have to do. Because you want to know why? You want to know why there isn't a police officer in America that's not willing to stand up against all the rebellion and everything that's going on in all the cities across the United States of America? You want to know why? Because if they weren't willing to do it, they'd quit. They'd quit the blue life. So for you to sit here and tell me or try and make an argument to say that blue lives need to be protected more, that is fucking bullshit. I'm so sorry. Like, that's like, guys, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you, it's bullshit because it's a career, it's a job, it's an occupation, and it has occupational hazard that they know what they're doing. They chose this. And if they don't choose it no more, they can give in their badge, they can give in their gun, and they can get a fucking office job. Like I have. That keeps me off the street in the middle of insurmounting tensions. It's a choice. You have a choice in going into this career. It is what it is. Like, you cannot continue to argue for a point that it's not fair and we need to stop the rebellion and we need to stop the riots because police lives are at risk. They put their lives at risk by signing up for that job. That's what they did. That's what they signed up for. Why are you so scared? They're not scared. That's their job. Let them go do their job. It's not going to be all lollipops and rainbows when you're a freaking police officer. You're not. And furthermore, those of you, and I've said this a few times, those of you that say to me, a couple of bad cops, the good cops have to inherit the reputation of the bad cops. The reality is the bad cops are bad cops because they cover for the bad cops. The good cops would not cover for the bad cops. And the blue wall of silence is it's something. I will say it's a significant thing. I am not gonna, it's hard. It's hard to stand up against your brothers in blue because at the end of the day, you stand up against them. You go to IA, you file a police report, you file an official report saying that somebody did something wrong. And you know what? The reality is your life is going to be miserable at work. People are no longer going to have your back. And they're going to end up putting you in bad situations where you really can be hurt. And they're not going to have you six because you told. So people don't do that. People don't stand up and they don't come out and say, oh, well, you did this thing that was bad, so I'm going to go to the captain and tell him what the hell you did. They don't do that. They don't do that. And then furthermore, if they do that, the captain then looks at the person that's trying to report the wrongdoing like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you tell on you? This is not what we do here. We have each other's backs here. That cronyism keeps good cops from reporting bad incidents because that's the system that they have. Thereby making more bad cops. Because your silence and your inability to speak up against what is clearly wrong now makes you a bad cop too. Because you are going against what you've done, swearing to protect the people that you're supposed to serve. You work for us and you don't work for us. See what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come like real quick because all this Blue Lives crap is killing me. It's killing me. Okay? Because blue lives are not a thing. That's not a thing. Stop saying that. Stop coming with the moniker of blue lives. That is not a thing. Stop. Please. Say police officers if you want to. Say whatever you want, but a blue life is not a freaking thing. It's not. And the more you perpetuate that jacked up message to say that police officers have some undeniable right above and beyond the rest of us as citizens, the more you perpetuate the separatism and you perpetuate the message that police officers can in fact operate outside of a law that the rest of us are held and bound by. We all signed a contract with society saying we are going to respond and act a certain way in order to keep things civil. The first time you sit here and try and come and tell me or try and make an argument for a blue life, you negate that contract for everyone that puts on a badge. You have to see that. It's a thing. Please stop perpetuating that message. It's not a thing. Stop.